Hey y'all, welcome to the Insecure Recap Season 5, Episode 9. I got my girl Ashley with me. Hey, Spider
What's up?
Woman.
I hope y'all seen No Way Home. 10 out of
N-
10, y'all. Pew, pew,
I have been
pew.
hearing everybody that I've seen talk about it has loved it. I'm not going into the movie theaters to watch it, but I've only heard great things about it.
It's a 10 out of 10. Oh my God, it's a 10
Okay.
out of 10. Absolutely.
I don't think I've seen a Spider-Man movie in probably a decade. Like I haven't caught up with
Oh my
all
God.
of the last one. Was it Toby? Toby
Okay.
Maguire?
Oh, here she
Andrew
go.
Gar. Yeah, okay. We're not going to do this, Reese. We're not going to do this.
Yeah, okay.
Go to our resident nurse.
Hey, Season. How you
Hi.
doing today? Hey, MD Terp and Karina. Okay, let's get it started. Okay, guess what?
Mm,
This was a good episode, right? Are we all in
it was.
agreement?
Yes.
I'm gonna give them their props this week.
They
Yeah.
brought it this episode. They brought it. Yes, Issa. This is what you should have given us all season. But guess what? I loved this episode. And it wasn't like super key, like, but I felt like we know it's 2 episodes left. So I really wanted them to give me something that, like, okay, it's wrapping up. So, like, what's going on? Like, we're gonna do. And I feel like they really brought it. S. Murphy. Hey, Michelle. MD Terp says this was a very good episode, finishing strong. Yes. S. Murphy says we finally got some action. This was a slow build. It was a build, but I feel like even though it was building, I feel like we closed some chapters. We kind of see the trajectory of other things, which I think is so important because we're obviously not going to see what happens with these fictional lives after next week. So that was good. Karina says it was good, and yes, this is what we want all season. Okay, and Trey Lovely says this episode was official. All right. But listen, and let's see. Oh, Princess Penny wrote it, and that's why it was good. Okay.
What?
What?
The Lawrence Hive is already in the building.
Okay, Lawrence Hive. CA. Lawrence was about to wash. Oh boy. Okay. And yes, Tamale. Okay, listen. If you're Lawrence Hive, you kind of sort of have an ally in me this week, okay? Kind of, sort of, depending on the circumstances. So this isn't going to be anti-Lawrence for the Lawrence Hive out there because I know that people get all pissed off and stuff like that or whatever. So we're here in the middle. This is where your semi-ally is this week, okay? But let's start at the beginning. Let's rewind. Oh Lord, this is a low blow. No.
Homeless and manic again. Don't be mad. He the one that abandoned his kids, not us. Don't be mad at us.
The gloves are off. Listen, CA. Chill. Like we haven't even gotten there yet.
Just wait till we get there, bro. Just wait till we get there.
The boxing gloves are laced up. Oh my goodness. Okay, but anyway, let's go from the beginning. So, Issa, I always love Issa's hair, but I needed that strong ponytail to be the same strong ponytail throughout the whole episode.
That was right. The ponytails we would wear to school in first grade.
I needed ponytail consistency because that she walked in looking like $1,000,000 house hunter, and then she went to the going away part. I said, "What happened to the ponytail?"
And it was like this. She had a little paintbrush braid in the back. Issa, what's up?
It was cute.
It's this page called Black People Pets, right?
No.
And this chick that does her dog's hair, that be braiding her dog's hair.
No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that.
I swear to God. That's exactly y'all about to make me cry on this show. That's exactly what it reminded me of. Why is it so thin? What is happening? Who did your hair? Did y'all
listen. I'm not one of those people that feel like you black women. We always got to add some tracks and we always got to have some volume. It is okay if you don't have volume every time. But I'm just saying, House Hunting gave us volume, okay? And then the party, which was the whole episode, we didn't get volume. That's why I was just
she should have tucked it. You know, when you was little and your braid was still, you just kind of tuck it. She should have tucked it. or like wrapped it in a little
or maybe
Jesus.
let it loose so to be like a loose ponytail.
It was
I don't
a
know.
lot
like a
she
little
could have
crinkle.
done.
It was terrible. And then they tried to add little jewels to it. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
she should have tucked it under the
Just do the
Girl,
little
the
tuck.
jewels were bigger than the ponytail. The jewels were bigger than the ponytail. No,
Listen,
Issa, that wasn't it.
it was cute. I'm not saying it wasn't cute. Don't listen to them. I'm saying it was cute. I'm just saying
Mm-mm.
I think that the house hunting ponytail would have looked better. Michelle, oh my god. Everybody's being petty tonight. All she needed was a little glass balls and a barrette.
Exactly. Yes, Michelle. Yes.
It was cute. Be clear. Be clear. It was cute. Okay. But anyway, that's not even a point. I didn't even mean to make this a thing. The whole point was they went house hunting, her and Nathan. And I was like, okay, I'm buying this. I'm buying the chemistry. I'm buying the love. You know, they were kind of talking things through. And so I was like, okay, maybe we're on the right path here a little bit. Maybe. Season, I'm gonna start with you. What was your reaction to the house hunting scene? Were you buying Issa and Nathan as a couple moving forward to the next step? And you guys in the comments chime in. Were you sold in that scene?
I mean, it was cute, but the fake out at the end was like, okay, typical insecure, like, ugh, like it was cute though, I guess. I believed it. I mean, at this point, I have very low expectations about anyone's interactions with Issa. They're always awkward, so I didn't think nothing. It wasn't out of the ordinary. I thought it was cool.
Okay, Ashley, your thoughts.
It was real cute, you know, them walking around talking about why we second bedroom, those type of conversations while you're hunting. That was real cute.
You're breaking up a little bit. Okay, you're back now. You're back. You're back.
It just felt weird because it's like, why is mentioning the Taurean still like so taboo and awkward or causes tension? Like, that's your past, so why is it an issue now? So it's weird for me. But that whole just rented room, I just rented it here. It's like, I don't know. It didn't seem with that ending part to me. But them walking around, it was really cute. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I did catch the awkwardness with like, oh, you know, what kind of men have you lived with? And it's obvious that, you know, Lawrence popped up, but she played it off like, oh, Amal, like her brother or whatever. So she played off. But to your point, yeah, I mean, listen, I guess, you know, if you think about it, like, yes, Lawrence and Issa have been broken up for a year, but like Issa was just, I guess, weeks or months earlier, like crying in Nathan's mouth. So I think he's still kind of like not really there with her. In terms of feeling really secure. Karina says, I think moving in is too soon for Nathan and Issa. I think so, only because I'm not completely sold on it. They sold it as best as they could in this scene, but overall, we know from watching the show, like, you know, whatever. But Trey Willie says, I was feeling the romantic fantasy at the house hunter scene. I was like, is this one of her fake outs again? Because she came in and she had the ponytail with the volume. Outfit was like boom boom, like, you know what I'm saying, like the other fantasies. And shit was going so well. So I was like, okay, is this one of these little fake outs that we're gonna get? And they did fake us out a little bit with the whole like, oh, the apartment's been rented. So once the whole apartment has been rented thing came out, I was like, okay, so this is gonna go downhill. We already know it. Don't take it too seriously. Yeah. CA is listen. CA
he coming out swinging tonight.
If Lawrence ever runs for office, CA needs to be the spokesperson because CA is going to take the gloves off. Okay. Lawrence, I mean, Nathan does have a successful business. He is a barber. He does have a fun place. So and
he hasn't abandoned any kids. Doesn't matter if he has money. He's never abandoned a kid.
Karina says it was funny when they went off on the realtor. I know that was funny. Okay. Okay, so moving on, right? Oh, but a couple things though. I do have to point out that we did hear a couple of tidbits in there. Number one, she said, "Oh, this is I could catch the train to NBW." So obviously she took the deal with NBW. And she also said something about being near
it's
Crenshaw.
not far from Crenshaw.
So she took both. So that sometimes I wish we could hear a little bit more about where it's going and more than this nugget like that. Like, oh, okay, I'm paying attention, so I heard it. But the good news is Issa's found a way to have the best of both worlds, I guess, with NBW and Crenshaw. So the whole fantasy shit didn't really need to be a thing, but it's okay.
Yeah, you wasted our time last week. Thanks.
Yeah, and then to just make it such a footnote, I was like, okay, that's fine. But let's fast forward to Taurean. He is made partner, and I thought that whole scene at the office was hilarious. Molly, jumping all over him, and she's like, "Well, y'all better give this man a hug," and the coworkers being like, "They fucking right." Like, you cannot put it past your coworkers. I mean, because first of all, co-workers are the main ones who be egging you on to hook up with somebody. I know, because that's me and my husband met at work. So they be knowing when the energy shifts. What was your thought, Ashley, on just that whole scene?
I thought it was so cute. First of all, Molly looked bomb. Yes. That dress was the shit. I love how they're dressing Molly. But it was like she was trying so hard to contain her excitement, but it was such genuine joy she had for him that I'm just like, oh, I need them together. That's it. I love them. Like, she was so here for it. And then when she grabbed the girls, it cracked me up, though.
The whole group hug.
The group hug. And then when they walked away, it was like, they fucking right. Like, they sleeping together. Yes, it's so clear y'all are. It's obvious. But I was wondering, why do you? I don't get why Taurean was like timid to tell it, or like not really trying to talk about it. I didn't get that part. That was weird.
I mean, if I had to guess, I would think because he is seeing Molly, he probably would have wanted to like tell her first in a different way, as opposed to like making a group announcement. That's kind of what I got from it. Because obviously I think when you're dating somebody, you kind of give them like first news, as opposed to like, hey y'all, like, look what just happened. Season, what do you think?
I love Taurean. He is my favorite guy on this entire show. I love him. I'm feeling him and Molly. I am proud of him. He got his little promotion. He holding it down with Molly. The coworkers is starting to pick up, so they ain't gonna have to stay on the low for too much longer. Man, I like them. I really, really like them for sure. And he cute too. I mean, I don't care about height. He cute.
But I think he's a good height for Molly. Like, everybody don't have to be 6'3", 6'4".
She is kind of tall, but they kind of
Molly is when she wears hugs heels around them. They're the same.
He just looks kind of short, but
I think Yvonne Orgy is tall, because I've seen her in person and she's like my height, so or around about. Well, I don't know. She might have had on heels and I had on flats, but she presents tall. Let me just say it like that. Yeah. I wasn't all in her feet to see how big her heels were, but yeah.
But I was like, okay, nigga, you cute. But maybe that was after the promotion scene where I was like, Taurean kind of fine.
Now they got a little bit more money in that pocket, huh?
Kind of cute.
I think Taurean is a very handsome guy. I think that him and Molly look visually great together.
Yes.
CA, look, stick to doing defense for Lawrence, because Molly does not look like Arsenio Hall. She looks fabulous. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, MD Terp is coming to the defense of Nathan, saying he's his cornerstone in response.
A war going on for Nathan.
Yeah.
And he said Nathan isn't a broke guy. So, okay. No, that's Trey that says that. Okay, so it's gonna be CA versus everybody. Okay,
CA and Reese versus everybody.
No, I said I'm semi. Lawrence.
Don't walk it back.
No, don't backtrack now.
No. I said you have a somewhat ally. I'm not gonna drag nobody behind Lawrence. I'm not gonna do that. Okay.
Corner bodega.
Just wait. Okay, just wait. Wait till we get to Lawrence, niggas.
Okay, now let's talk about Lawrence pre-party. So Lawrence apparently is house hunting.
I can't even talk about him pre-party because I'm gonna just
Wait, no, we
Go
have to. No, we
ahead.
have to go. We have to go in order. Who is the friend's name? I think he is so funny. I can't remember his name though in
He's
the
super
Hey,
show.
but what
excited
else
because I
have
don't
we
remember
seen
his
him
name.
in? What else
I'm
has
not.
he been in? I
I don't.
recognize him.
I don't know, but he's fucking hilarious. But is he Chad? Chad.
Chad.
Chad. Chad. Thank you, Karina.
Shout out to
Um.
Karina.
Oh, okay. We're CA. You're not gonna distract us because we're not there. We going to order CA. Okay. So Chad, is he a real estate agent? Is that what's going on? Is he helping Lawrence find a house? Like
I guess so. I guess I got that impression. Yeah. Because
Okay.
he's not
Okay.
giving me much to work with, he said.
I
Yeah.
took it as like he's his friend and he's just living there and they having just a general convo. I didn't take it like it was a business conversation.
No, I don't. I think Lawrence has his own place. He just isn't. He doesn't want to move again until he can find the right place. That's what I took away from it.
Okay.
Because Chad is married. I don't think he's gonna have like Lawrence sleeping on his couch, when he has a whole ass wife. But anyway. So any comments on that? Nobody wants to talk about this. You gotta just skip to the party. Well, anyway, let me just talk about this. Okay, let me just talk about this. I thought, as Murphy brought up, I thought it was interesting. I don't know if this is the first time that Lawrence would be hearing this a whole ass year and some change after he broke up, or him and Issa broke up. But Chad said that Lawrence is just like sitting on the dock of the bay, watching life go by, and not really fighting for Issa. And he said, when me and Leah had our thing, I went after her. So, what do you think, Ash, about the fact that Chad, where you been at? Like, you just now telling him now? Like, what is going on? And in the comments, you guys say, like, is Chad a little bit late in bringing this up, or like what's happening here?
I don't feel like that's the first. I mean, I'm not gonna believe it. That's after you guys have been. Well, they've been broken up a year. Yeah, but you guys have been broken up, and somebody has mentioned to you, "Are you gonna fight for her? Do you want her back?" Or had any type of conversation like that. But I mean, I do think Chad, I wanted my girl. Nothing was gonna stop me from going to get her. It did look like Lawrence really let it go so easily. But I feel like that's what he should have done, though. I feel like he should have let her go easily because he stuff going on, So
yeah, I mean,
he should have played wrong, but it was dramatic. So
I think Lawrence understood, like, I'm not a catch right now. I got a whole ass baby on my way. Like, this is a lot to ask somebody to go through. And like, maybe for him, it's just easier for him to figure his shit out instead of trying to like fight for a relationship. But he definitely didn't fight for her. Michelle says, I think the not settling comment was about Issa too. Like, there were definitely layers when he said he's not settling. So Season is giving like the girl bye. Any comment on that before we get to the party, Season? You still abstaining comments?
I mean, yeah, I'm over it. I'm gonna wait.
Okay, so let's move on to the party. Oh wait, S. Murphy says Lawrence is not a fighter. He is selfish as fuck. CA, care to respond now? Lori Janey says. Lori Janey says Lawrence is lazy. That's the problem. Wow. Trey Lovely says, I agree with Chad. Chad should have said something to him earlier, though. Exactly. He just pointed out how they both let it go so easily, so they shouldn't be in no turmoil about this relationship. Well, I do agree with that. Like, I'm sorry, they both like broke up with very little said. Like, why are y'all still?
I mean, why is it shouldn't be Chad's responsibility to do shit?
That is true. It's not.
Lawrence made his bed. He been laying in it. He been kicking it. He been chilling.
He been sucking and fucking. Remember,
he was sucking and fucking. He done got his mind right with his child. It is not your friend's responsibility to pump you up and push you out there, and none of that. I mean, they could have had that conversation a million times. At the end of the day, Lawrence waited until she was happy with somebody else. He's selfish as fuck and he's lazy.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Well, that's an interesting thought. Michelle says he has a baby. Why should he focus on fighting for Issa? I agree. That's what I said. Thank you, Lawrence. is grown. He didn't need Chad to push him. I agree. S. Murphy says your life, your responsibility season. Everybody's agreeing with you. CA says I have theories about the Lawrence. Hate, but too much for a chat room. Okay.
Okay, send it to our email. Black Woman Views. What's the email, Reese?
Karina says it's an issue because there's unfinished business between Issa and Lawrence. You either deal with it now or later, but you will deal with it. You know what? I agree with Karina on this one for the sake of the show. Clearly, they're both hung up on it in their corners on the side. If you're gonna listen, my thing is talk about it and get it over with, or move the fuck on and get it over with. But you can't be like stuck in limbo and like constantly revisiting a place. Like, you got to get over it, you got to talk about it, one or the other.
He was perfectly fine not going to the party because Issa wasn't going to be there. So he was fully prepared to continue.
Because Issa was going to be there.
So he was fully prepared to continue to avoid her and not address nothing. But Chad got in his head, so he showed up and tried to blow up the spot on some bitch shit. Like, no, I don't even think so. That's not acceptable.
Okay. CS says women have babies all the time and still do their thing. That's true. That is true. I think men do their thing a lot more than women. But okay. Lawrence is the male version of Issa. Really? You think I don't think so. I think Lawrence is a poor communicator like Issa, but I think that Lawrence is a lot more self-assured than Issa is. You know, like I said, he was sucking the fucking in the bay while he had a whole ass baby.
Lawrence goes for what he wants when he's good and ready.
And I think that's what it is. Okay. S. Murphy says, yes, closure is very necessary. I agree with you, Risa. Yeah. Y'all act like Lawrence having a kid means he's not a good option, yet single moms are still told they're a good option.
You're right, CA.
He abandons his kid. Mothers don't abandon their kids, bro. That's it.
Issa ain't got no kids, Lori says.
I'm just
I think Condola wanted to see Issa and for her to see the baby. I could be wrong, but Condola showed her insecurity when she marked the territory in season 4.
No, baby, when they showed up at that party and she saw Lawrence looking at Issa, she handed him that baby so damn fast. Like, yeah. Take your baby.
Okay, so that's what you guys saw. Okay,
that's what I saw.
That's what I saw too. Take this baby so she can see it.
She said, you daydreaming about Issa? Take this baby.
Okay. S. Murphy says, what about Lawrence for the baby a bum? Okay, we're gonna leave that right there. First he had to respond to. Okay, so in the comments, all right, so we're at the party. We're at the party at Tiffany and Tiffany's mom's house. They're going off to Denver, yada yada yada. Everybody's gonna show up at this party. Let's first talk about because we have a lot to get into with the Condola and Lawrence and Issa thing. Let's talk about the fact that Kelly is a big hit with the moms more so than with their own kids, right? I thought that was funny. Mm-hmm. So we're just not going to get anything.
It was really pretty too.
Oh yeah, she looked great. So really nothing there. I mean, I think Kelly, she's always good comedic fodder, but that's unfortunate. And I thought Amal, I liked his little scenes. He's a real scene stealer. The guy who plays Amal.
I miss having me a good Judy.
Yeah, he's funny. He is funny. Now, here's something interesting. Look, this is funny to me because CA, who has been very down on Nathan for his mental health, has called out S. Murphy for saying that Lawrence is a bum because he's depressed for 2 years. Well, see, I thought we are anti people having mental health issues.
Yeah, send him back to being depressed and on a bitch couch. Ain't that where you wanted to send Nathan? Back to being homeless?
Okay, CA says, I'm pointing out the hypocrisy. Okay. Right. Trey Lovely says, Amal is amazing. He wasted his talent. He's a waste of talent. I know.
Him and Kelly are definitely
missed opportunities for sure.
Yes. Okay, so Lawrence and Nathan and Issa walk in. They let it, they let it out that they're looking for a place together. Everybody's excited. Anything about that? I mean, I don't really think that's really much.
I mean, it was they was doing their thing. They was a couple. I mean, everybody know what's up with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad people were happy.
yeah, yeah. And I think they came in confident. Um, so that was cool, right? Minus the little ponytail. But and then Molly came in with Taurean. I have before we get to Condola, I have to say Taurean to me was fucking hilarious throughout the
Yes.
episode. Like his whole I bought you something, it was like it's trash. And it was like he was so fucking awkward and just inappropriate. And then like when him and Molly step aside and it's like he was like, "Oh, I brought edibles, but now I see it's not that." And it makes sense, right? Because Colorado weed's legal or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I brought edibles for that reason. But he's like, "It's babies and shit around here." But I was like, "Okay, Torian, you're a whole ass partner at a law firm now. You should be quicker on your feet and slicker when it comes to maneuvering in a situation." So
Yeah,
that was
I
a
was like,
disconnect, but
I
it
was
was
like,
still funny.
dang, if this man act awkward this whole episode, I'm gonna be so disappointed. But he made up for it. They stole it.
Oh
To
yeah.
me, they
Oh
stole
yeah.
it. They stole the whole show.
Yeah, I
This was
thought that was the
about
best part. Ashley, your reaction.
I did too. I thought it was really weird at first. I'm like, okay, are we about to have awkward moments with him? Is he about to just be an asshole? Like, where are they going with this
Yeah.
conversation? But when I found out it was edibles, it's like, oh my God, he's a nerd. Like he was so worried about those edibles. And then he was like, well, there's kids around. It's like, come on, bro. What the kids gonna do? But
Yeah,
yes, I love Tori. I think he's such
I
a
did
great addition to
too.
the show. Yes.
yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
obvious
the
he's
last
not around
episode
kids
before
a lot.
last. Yeah.
I
I know,
know.
like we're not gonna complain about how the fact that it would have been better if they had shown them together because it was like 3 or 4 episodes ago when they first started talking. But okay, but I thought that they were cute together. So Condola, okay, let's talk about Nate, Lawrence, and Condola coming in. So it's obvious. First of all, let me say it's obvious that Lawrence and Condola are not a thing, but several of you, Season, Ashley, Yaya, and Trey,
She
all
went
seem to
boo.
think
She did boo with that baby. She said, "Oh, Issa, boo."
Issa did not have to throw the baby. The Condola threw the baby. She said, "Take your baby."
Take this baby. You over here daydream about this ditch. Okay, here.
Right.
Reality check.
Let's bring you back to reality right now.
Well, I guess I didn't pick up on that, so I'm glad you guys are paying closer attention than I was.
Well, I'm petty, you know. So
well, I'm just cycling through these comments. A lot of love for Tori and Amali, and we're gonna talk more about them. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But I mean, let me just talk about this. I don't see why Condola and Lawrence aren't like why they wouldn't even try at all. Like Karina says Condola is an undercover mean girl. I actually think Condola is like a really nice girl. Like she seems like very sweet. She's humble. I think she's mature. Okay, maybe she did mark a territory a little bit with the baby in that moment, but I feel like throughout the episode, she really handled herself really well. And it kind of made me think like, well, what's wrong with Condola? Did she chop liver? Like, why can't Lawrence give her a shot? Like, does she not want a shot? Like, she said, I want you to be happy. It kind of feels like she's kind of accepted that Lawrence's head isn't with her or heart isn't with her, but I don't know. Is it a thing? I mean, I know 2020s people don't stay for the kids anymore, but like, why can't they kind of like try to maybe be a thing? I don't know. What are you guys thinking in the comments? Am I the only ones that like is I thinking like, well, what's wrong with Condola and Lawrence?
I mean, I think first of all, it was Condola's friend who blew up her spot. Lawrence and Condola was kicking it, and then her friend come in the picture, and her friend came in the picture and was like, "Oh, she ain't really serious about you." And I think Lawrence never rebounded from that.
Yes,
I think his ego never rebounded from her friend telling him, she not really even feeling you like that. And you know, Condola let it go for whatever reason, or maybe she wasn't in the headspace to really fight for him, as they so say on this show. But Lawrence don't want her because when he did want her, he found out that she wasn't really fucking with him like that, and he
obviously doesn't get over shit.
He doesn't get over shit. So But you know, yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's an ego thing for him, and then I think he really does. I think he really did have he just completely disconnected from her when she got
Yeah.
pregnant. It was like, bitch, I don't care nothing about you. I'm over here fucking Issa until she gets rid of my ass, and then when she get rid of my ass, I'ma go fuck other bitches. Like he don't give a fuck about her. He really don't.
Yeah, you're right. And Laura, yeah, season just
I
16
wouldn't want him.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm not advocating for it per se. I know it's a fictional show, but I'm just saying, I'm like, well, what's wrong with Condola? Condola's a nice girl.
Yeah, she's a
But
perfectly fine girl. I don't think she's
yeah,
necessarily a mean girl, but you know.
well, a lot of people seem to think that she's a mean girl. In the comments, Karina says, I like the friendship her and Issa had before learning that Lawrence was her ex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Condola was really great to Issa. I mean, Condola was like really instrumental in the whole block party thing. You know, even when things were going on with Lawrence, and then I think Lawrence and Condola broke up, and she still helped her a little bit. So yeah, now CA says, Reese, we all know your discernment is off. Condola does come off like a B. First of all, my discernment is top tier. Okay, it is top tier. Okay. Now, my opinions may not be everybody else's opinions, but my discernment is A plus. So maybe you need a synonym or a different word because definitely it's not my discernment. But anyways, Lawrence is still in love with Issa. Yes, I think that's the bigger thing. But I don't know. I'm just saying. I just don't get what's so wrong, what's so bad about Condola. And Michelle says that goes back to the selling comment. I know, but I'm just like, people don't even try to be a family no more. But maybe that's very traditional. Maybe that's toxic black mama, black auntie of me to even suggest it. But that's just all that's all I thought. I can't help but think it. S. Murphy says, I think Condola wants to help with the baby and not a relationship. Yes. The good news is that Condola and Lawrence seem to be in a very, very good space. Ashley, what do you think about them?
You know, I don't think Condola's being a bitch. I think Condola is protecting her heart. Like
Mm,
there has been so many signs that Lawrence is not in this. And a clear sign was him staring at Issa across the room before she gave him that baby. Like she keeps getting reminders that he really not in this. So it's like, okay, let me
yeah.
be about this baby and only about this baby. I'm telling you I want you to be happy because I see that you aren't really here for me. You're really here for my son. So it's wild that people are saying CA that Condola is a bitch because she is setting boundaries with fucking fuckboy Lawrence. Like that's really all I see is that she
Yeah.
has been doing nothing but setting boundaries with him because he's been abandoning her kid since he was born, bro. Like I don't
Yeah.
think she's being a bitch at all. I think
I
she's
really
doing
would
exactly
need
what she should do.
somebody. I need somebody to give me a specific example of Condola being a mean girl because, as
Mm.
far as I know, like
Yeah.
Lawrence was the one who was on a date with Issa talking about what happened with us. Should I have fought
Mm-hmm.
harder? Meanwhile, Condola, he's texting Condola like, "Yeah, I'm still coming through." That's how all that happened. Condola was not chasing after Lawrence. Lawrence continued to see both of them at the same time, which is how she got pregnant. And
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen Condola be accommodating and allow Lawrence to basically dictate the terms of his involvement. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out where the mean girl part come in, especially when we look at what happened. If we contrast Lawrence interacting with Nathan and Condola kind of walking into the kitchen when the girls were having their like kumbaya moment, I
Mm-hmm.
thought that she was very humble in the situation. She wasn't I mean, maybe she was trying to impose. Maybe that's where y'all are thinking like, oh, she was trying to be funny going in there talking about I need a bottle or whatever. But babies need to be fed, so I didn't think anything of that. But I thought that she came in there. I thought her and Issa really were mature, like really
Mm-hmm.
mature about it. Obviously, Issa still feels some kind of way, but I thought she was handled it well. She said congrats. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they had a nice, it was awkward, but it was a very mature exchange.
Yeah.
Ashley and you guys in the comments, you like I said, what am I missing since my discernment is off? allegedly. What did Condola do that's Mean Girl? I didn't see it, especially considering that Issa has fantasized about throwing this woman's baby into a trash bin and all kind of stuff. Ashley,
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that she's done that's like, oh, she's a bitch. I really do think that she is just setting those boundaries. And then her walking in there while the girls are in there, that was really awkward and weird, which I think it would have been. I mean, it definitely would have been in any other situation if it was outside of TV. But I don't see it as, her being a bitch. Maybe her passing the baby was petty. I could say that it may have been petty, like, oh, okay, nigga, here's your baby. Why you sitting here and fantasizing and staring at her? Like, I could see it being petty, but I definitely don't see her being a bitch around here. I think she's been mature through this situation. Now, even that, she's been mature to me.
and she doesn't have to apologize for having a baby. She doesn't have to apologize for getting pregnant. She was not in a relationship with Issa. She wasn't even necessarily even talking to Issa. I mean, her and Issa's friendship pretty much ended after she broke up with Lawrence. So this isn't a situation. She would have no way of knowing anything about what's going on with Issa. Matter of fact, Issa was the one asking Lawrence, are you still talking to Condola? Remember when they had the conversation on the couch? I remember that in one of these episodes. So I feel like, I don't understand why. I mean, I get why Condola feels the way because she knows that Lawrence has feelings for Issa. But I feel like considering the fact that she doesn't really have anything to apologize for, I think she's handling it very humbly and very graciously. Seasoned, what is your reaction?
I mean, it's not like they were besties. I don't think Condola owes Issa shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna in any situation, if you kicking it with a chick or you just met or professionally, and you find out you fucking her ex, it's gonna get awkward. I mean, come on, so I think it's unrealistic for anybody to have expected them to stay friends and be besties and I'm gonna be here for you through your pregnancy. Let's be fucking real here. They weren't gonna be kumbaya besties, okay?
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Like I don't think Condola owes anybody anything. I don't think she did ghost Issa on some professional shit, but it still turned out okay. It was win-win. And Condola has done nothing but being congratulatory every time she sees Issa. Oh, I heard about this. Good job on that. Like, who gives a fuck? But when she passed that baby, I was like, girl, I see you. That's all I know. I see that.
Yeah.
But she's clearly not winning in this situation. She's
not puffing her chest out. She knows, like, she got a baby. She's happy to have her baby, I'm sure. But she's not like, oh, I got the prize. You know what I'm saying? It's not like how Issa fantasized it, where she's like, oh, Lawrence has a bigger dick and he's rich now and we're fucking fabulous and happy. It's like, I'm still a single ass mama and, but I'm glad I got my baby, basically is what it is. Okay. Right. Karina says Condola told Lawrence you can be as involved as you want. Now, granted, Lawrence is wrong, but she shouldn't have said no shit like that to him. I don't see any problem with her saying that to him.
She responding to CA who wants this whole how did Lawrence abandon his child thing address.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lawrence says Condola has done nothing. She hasn't. Okay, Karina says maybe Mean Girl is incorrect. She expresses her insecurity by being petty. She had one petty moment. I think I can forgive a new mom in an awkward situation where she's clearly not quote unquote winning for having a slight flex, just a slight flex, On the other hand, maybe she also just didn't want to see Lawrence gawking at Issa. So she was like, let me give this nigga the baby so I can go to the bathroom and excuse myself from the situation. That was more so my read on it. My take was, okay, I'm going to give you your moment. You take the baby. I'm going to go to the bathroom. But maybe she could have taken the baby to the bathroom. But me personally, I'd have been like, you gawk with the baby and let me go have a moment to myself. But anyways, okay. Yaya says, I've never really liked Condola, but this episode, she did not bother me much. Okay, exactly. Leah says I was cool a lot. I was cool with Condola until she basically ghosted Issa after the stuff with Lawrence went down. Remember, Issa was still reaching out to her about things they put in place for a block party, but Condola stopped returning her calls after she and Lawrence broke up. It wasn't mean girl, but just trifling, especially after Issa was trying to maintain her friendship. Yes, that was trifling. I forgot about that. You and Season have reminded me. Yes, that was not cool with Condola because Condola's supposed to be the professional girl, has it all together, and that was definitely not cool. Okay, and Lawrence and Condola not working out had nothing to do with Issa, so that was definitely trifling on her part.
Yeah, and I still think it's just. I think it would be unrealistic to expect them to still be cool. And Issa's a fucking weirdo. She's awkward. So I mean, if any, I just don't think it's. I don't think expecting them to have any type of relationship is just.
I don't think they have any. There's no reason for them to have a relationship. I just don't think that there's a reason for that Condola has to be deferential to Issa. I think she handled it very humbly and maturely. And I think Issa, to her credit, also handled it very maturely, given the kind of fantasies that we've seen her have in the past about how she would handle it. So I thought they both did great. They were far more mature than Lawrence and Nathan, which we're going to get to in a second. Couple more comments. Issa and Lawrence were back together when she asked about a Condola that was warranted. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think that Issa was more aware of Condola than probably Condola was aware about Issa. Condola was probably just fucking Lawrence. So she probably wasn't worried about what he was doing. And he was still calling her up. So whose fault is that? And Leah says she definitely doesn't owe Issa anything at this point. So why be petty then? Is that Condola's insecurity? Hell yeah, she's insecure.
Yes.
Of course
she's losing over there.
Yes, who wouldn't be insecure?
She show up with this man and the baby she had with this man, and now he's staring at another girl across the
street. Like, why are y'all showing up to shit together? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, I don't know why she has to be there. Because remember, they were together at the birthday party, which made sense. But this one didn't really make sense for them to be together. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. Because Condola is friends with Tiffany. That's how Tiffany, Lawrence, and Condola met in the first place. So, yes, it makes sense now. Okay. Let's see. CA is really getting aggravated. Only black male criticism is allowed here. Cut that out. Have you been listening
AKA
to
Jay Ellis? We just talking about your character, bro. Don't come for us.
Come on, Lawrence. Give us a chance. We ain't
this is Jay Ellis.
This is a really strange comment because we literally talk about all the characters. So I don't understand what that's about. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, Karina says Issa still loves Lawrence too, but they shouldn't be together. Don't say that around CA. Awkward people aren't weirdos. I think that's strong. Like the girl is type poisoning stray cats in the neighborhood or something. I don't think weirdo means homicidal, killing cats. I think weird is relative.
Yeah, that's
Issa is weird. If I met someone like Issa, I'd be like, okay, you're a weirdo.
Condola had Lawrence's attention since the baby was born, so Issa could take all that away.
She could.
Yeah.
Condola know as soon as he get a bitch, it's a wrap.
It's over. It's over.
Well, he was doing his own thing, and
she already know.
But anyways, let's see. Okay, moving on. Tiffany is the mean girl on the show. That is true. And I thought it was interesting because her little like going away, like if this was supposed to be like her going away speech was supposed to be like, okay, this is the swan song of like kind of recapping each person's role in like in her life or in the show. She totally phoned it in. I mean, maybe that wasn't what the moment was supposed to be. It was just supposed to be like Tiffany's closing moment, but it was just really like, it fell flat. Like, but I did think the whole Issa, I've never met anybody like you. And she was like, thanks. I thought that was funny. But the rest of the stuff, I was like, okay, that kind of fell flat or whatever for me.
Her dress was bomb, though.
I did love the dress. I did love the hair. It was basic. I mean, I think they could have.
Yeah, they just had the little pin back on the wig. I didn't know.
Yeah, I just felt like they don't
like this with the wig.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with the hair. They didn't do anything.
It didn't compliment the truth.
Yeah. I did not like it.
But anyway, okay. So, Leah says once Lawrence gets a bae, I think he'll still be a good dad, but that's fixing shelf stuff is over. CA is very, very, very determined to get an explanation out of you, Ashley, about how Lawrence abandoned his kid. So we're going to get your explanation for CA's benefit, and then we're going to move on to the barbecue discussion because that's
hilarious. It right there. Okay. Okay.
Quick.
We're listening.
Is episode 1 through 6. That's my explanation. Okay. Go rewatch and see how often that nigga is with his kid. Okay.
If you live back in that baby in the womb, baby.
Like,
did he even ask for sonograms? Did he even call her to see if she was okay? Like,
he wasn't there when the baby was born. He took that job and went to a whole nother fucking city. See, didn't we have this conversation last time he was on here, CA? I feel like I said this already.
I don't think he abandoned his baby, but I think it's funny how you trolling the fuck out of this cat.
Well, the bottom line is we've had this discussion, yes, Ashley. So we're not going to revisit it because we've already been there, done that. And at the end of the day, he's in the same city with his child.
Right.
Clearly sharing custody.
Hasn't even started.
It's like
we haven't even,
yet, bro. You worried about the wrong thing tonight.
Oh my goodness. Take a chill pill. Take an edible. I didn't realize I stumbled into a Klan meeting with all this anti-BM stereotyping about so-called absent black dads. Okay, so here's the part of the show where I remind people that we are talking and reacting to a 30-minute fictional show. And we're talking about specific characters on a comedy that appears on HBO. This is not the National Geographic Channel recap about the presence of Black dads. This isn't like the OWN network Black Dads Matter reaction show. This is about a specific character, Lawrence. This is not about Black dads or stereotypes. It's literally a response to a specific character on a specific show.
Yes, a character they have written to abandon his son within the episode, bro.
Please stop torturing this man.
Okay, so anyway, let's move on. No, Leah, you didn't miss anything. It's called being very high strong.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. CA needs an edible Taurean. Where you at?
Where you at?
We need to beam some
we
edibles.
We just praised Taurean. That's the crazy part. We just praised Taurean, right?
Well, I think that's what's funny because people kind of hear what they want to hear. We've been recapping the whole show, and CA didn't hear anything where we spent 5 minutes talking about Issa's ponytail, which I'm not proud of, but it was funny.
I mean, it's a Black girl show. We're gonna talk hair.
From now on, I will be referred to as Bun Girl. Okay,
Bun Girl.
That's my name.
Bun Girl, you're Bun Girl.
Don't call me anything else. Okay, Bun Girl, it is.
And this is now Black Women Clan show.
He has never been absent. Just apologize. There's no. Listen, CA. It's her interpretation. There's nothing to apologize for. Okay, the whole point of Black women views is that people can say whatever the fuck they want to say, however they want to say. There's no apologies for our opinions on here. Okay, moving along. He says, "No, in all seriousness, that's irresponsible when Black women do that."
You are very correct.
Okay.
So
that's fine. That's fine. Right. That's fine. You wear the crown. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So Dro, thank you, Karina, for pointing out Dro made an appearance with a whole new chick, like divorced and got a whole new chick. And she sure walked in like, Hey, she walked in, her chest was puffed up. Okay, her chest was puffed up. But I loved the moment with Dro and Molly. I love Hi Molly. Hi Molly is funny as shit. Michelle says, "CA, show us your face."
We need to see you.
I gotta see it. I'm with
Oh
you,
my
Michelle.
goodness. Okay. CA's having a tantrum. It's fine. We've dedicated enough time for CA's tantrum. We're talking about Molly and Drew. I thought that Hi Molly is hilarious. And I loved how she, like, okay, first of all, she was like completely not pressed about it, which is growth, right?
Yeah.
Is growth. CA says, do we want him? I don't know if CA is a guy or a girl. I don't want to misgender anybody. No, we
gotta have
don't
a background check, CA.
But anyways, so I love how she was completely not pressed. Remember, Dro was like semi like a big love of hers, but he was married, so it was completely not cool for her to be like fooling around him like that. But anyways, Ashley, your reaction to the whole Molly and Dro situation.
I thought it was so funny when he walked in and she saw him and she was like, "Oh shit, did everybody hear me?" Like, girl,
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah,
you're high. You high as hell. Yes, everybody heard you. And I saw a reaction on the girl's face when she said, "Oh shit." Did y'all notice that?
No, she didn't know.
I didn't.
I'm
I
sure
didn't.
There was
You
no way
think
for her
so?
to make a connection.
I believe you,
Okay,
but I
well,
didn't
it was
notice
weird. But yes, I mean, I love that Molly said everything, described their relationship exactly how it
that.
was.
To
She didn't
AT.
sugarcoat it. Yes, and it was like that's what we were, but we cool now, right? Like we ain't got no issues. And the fact Torian's response was just like, "Girl, he's it," because a
This it
man
right
that
here.
doesn't
Go
like he does not
Taurean.
care, he's like that was that was then. I think it played off both. She didn't have any awkwardness when talking about Dro in front of Dro with Taurean. Like it was a great scene. I really enjoyed them together, and I'm glad Dro he didn't necessarily get checked or put in his place, but she made it very clear like that was then, this is now. Like I get you were divorced and like I've moved on, so I'm really happy with what they're doing with Molly. I wish they would do the same with Issa, but it's too much like right.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that it's obvious. Like, one thing about Molly, I feel like Molly doesn't do as much revisiting as Issa does. Like, Molly
Yeah.
kind of makes a decision and she kind of sticks with it. Whereas Issa is like queen of like going back and forth all the time. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't have Dro come in there trying to be like, yeah, you're the one that got away. Cause like you walked in here with a whole ass bitch knowing Molly was gonna beat her. So let's not even play the game. Like you still caught up on Molly. But I love that Molly kind of got to flex a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
And I love that she just called it like it is. Taurean is the perfect match for Molly. I'm so pissed that it took to what is it, season 5, episode 9, to finally get somebody that's equally yoked with Molly and compatible with her. And the fact that he was just like dirt off my shoulder, like, okay, well, I used to sell Adderall to people, like I just love how it was just like, whatever, that ain't got shit to do with me. Season, what was your reaction to Dro, Molly, and Taurean?
I mean, I thought it was perfect. I think the way she explained him to Taurean was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would just want the straight facts if I was in that situation. But it also let Dro know, like, yeah, your shit was raggedy. It didn't work out the way you thought it was for me or you. But here's my new boo. Hope you're doing well. And and I'm like, what's what's up with all these bitches showing up to this party with a nigga that want to be in another bitch face? That's embarrassing.
That's
dreadful.
embarrassing.
Yeah, definitely dreadful. Leah says, I'm so relieved at Molly's reaction to Dro. It made me finally trust her evolution. We've seen her regress so many times
Leah,
that I didn't trust she wasn't going to do something stupid. Yes, I see growth. I want that for Issa too, because like I said, Molly kind of makes a decision, and she's pretty decisive if you ask me. But I'm glad like they kind of threw Dro in there. I think because they're all still friends. Like Serenus Jackson still hangs out with Issa and all them. So I think it was kind of just like, you know, like okay, let's find a way to bring him back at least for one episode for old time's sake. But I love that the door is closed because her and Taurean definitely seem like they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, and then you know, men love to pull up on you like, oh, you know, I know it was raggedy back. No, you had a wife.
You had a whole ass wife.
You had a whole
you know,
wife.
they like to pull up on you like, oh, you know, I was going through some things. No, baby, you was raggedy. You was straight raggedy, and I was right there with you in the raggedness.
They both were raggedy, exactly.
Let's not act like we had some love affair that was gonna work out. Like,
no, exactly. CA saying something I agree with. She submitted her cat facts. That actually sounds.
I have never submitted a cat fax. I have gone.
Never.
I don't have.
Never
what
had
do I have? I don't even have a cat fax. The sheet is blank. I don't have exes. I don't
have kids, so I don't have no cat facts.
I'll see a nigga and be like, I literally do not know you. I'm sorry.
It's called delete. Who? Well, when, where, why? Never happened.
You would have to literally pull up a picture of me sucking your dick to get me that I know you.
And even then, I know you photoshopped that shit.
I'm photoshopped. That's not. I have no clue who this man is.
Deep fake. That's a deep fake. Yeah. You know what, though? Shout out to her for her transparency. It would not have been a conversation. CA says women with long cat facts tend to not submit them. See, isn't that stereotyping? Oh my goodness. CA is the biggest hypocrite. Never keeps the same energy.
You whine when white folks talk down on us. Coming here as a black man, that just propaganda. Is that what he said? If you scroll up,
yes. Now he's trying to say that black women are whores, and if you don't sit up there,
that he's trying to say that I'm a whore.
Oh, he's calling Season specifically a whore, and yeah, that's an attack on black women everywhere. Oh my God. How dare you? I just walked into an ADOS meeting. It's like so anti-black women. Oh my God. Leah said Dro's wife was pregnant though. Oh my God. I forgot that she was pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember his story. I just remember him and Molly fucking in the bathtub.
Wow, that was so fucking terrible. Oh, shame on both of you. But we're past that. I'm sure whatever situation.
Taurean now and got dug out in the closet.
Yes. It's so funny. CA says, "Oh, that's what y'all got from that. Y'all are expert gaslighters." I'm just following your logic. We can all play the game. You know what I'm saying? We're quick on our feet. Anyways, but whatever. We don't have anything to prove to anybody. And like I said, it's nothing long or short. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know them. I don't know.
What? Who? What don't matter. I'm a whole ass married woman with a baby. Nothing happened in the past that need to be talked about. Okay? Anyways, so let's talk about this infamous barbecue conversation because that was intense. I was sitting there like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
It came on out. It was coming on out. Lawrence bitch assness was coming out, baby.
Now, okay, wait a second. I have to rewind a little bit because I'm actually equally like I think that both of them acted terribly, but I am not a fan with how Nathan acted this entire party. Like I didn't like the way he got super shook and insecure about Issa, like just about Lawrence being there. Like I feel like he needed to kind of channel some of that Taurean, like, well, whatever happened before me, then
hello.
Nathan does not have big dick energy to me. He does not have like confidence, and I don't know if that's because he kind of knows how flaky Issa is, but I'm sorry, you cannot let somebody see you sweat. And I feel like he was just shook over just Lawrence being there. Like, Lawrence didn't even say anything. Issa didn't say anything. Issa was way across the room with Nathan. And he was
Mhm.
already, to me, I thought Nathan was acting like a little bitch. So I was really like, what is up with that? Like, I didn't think like he was confident at all. And I'm just thinking like, you're house shopping with Issa, like you're out in the open with her. Why are you so insecure right now?
Look,
At Okay, Ashley, I'm gonna start you off first. What is your reaction to how Nathan was acting pre-barbecue conversation?
hmm,
I think it fits in the brand with them because she couldn't even think about back to when they were looking at the apartment. They were house hunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't even mention that she lived with Lawrence. So it's like
Yeah.
so it's like we never really talk about Lawrence. We don't say anything, and all of a sudden this nigga's in my face. You get what I'm saying? Like so it felt like on brand to where his insecurity has already been building, and now we're here. And as someone who has had LA barbecue and now live in Houston and have Houston barbecue,
Houston's better.
Houston is better.
Yeah.
Houston barbecue is better. Like the places he was naming, Woody's
Houston
barbecue
men
is
are better.
yeah, Houston is better.
Come
Houston
on,
is
Well,
LA
better.
niggas, y'all a rap.
okay. Before we get to the barbecue conversation, I do have to say you're right, Karina. Nathan, we've already established many times that Nathan goes to Issa and he has issues, whatever, whatever. But you did also remind me of the fact that Issa made it very clear to Nathan that she was choosing Lawrence. Because I remember that Nathan kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
spilled his guts out to her when he moved into his place. And Issa was kind of like, skirt, skirt, we're just friends. So, I'm making it work with Lawrence. So I definitely understand to a certain degree why he has some insecurity, but I just feel like you kind of fake it till you make it, and you just kind of have to like just present to be more secure, even if you're not really feeling that way in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So he let it all show on his face before there was even anything to be shook about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the barbecue conversation. Okay, so literally speaking, I personally think that LA has the best barbecue. That's
Okay.
my opinion.
No.
That's my opinion.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know what you're
I'm gonna
basing
stick
that
beside
on.
it. No, because
Yeah.
I've
No.
had barbecue a lot of places, and this is the thing. If you guys haven't been to Ham Bones and Bellflower, that shit is bomb as fuck. They have the best brisket in
Have
the
you had
country.
barbecue from Houston? Have you had barbecue from
I
Houston?
have had barbecue in Houston. Yes,
When, Reese?
last time I
When?
went to Houston, me and my husband went to a popular. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a very popular highly rated barbecue spot. This was November 2019. Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I need the name.
I don't
I don't
know.
remember. I don't remember, but I will say I make sure I love LA barbecue. Number one, because I love how they like drench the meat in the barbecue sauce. Like I cannot fucking stand like table what is it called? Room temperature ass barbecue sauce. You go to my fucking barbecue places, they give you a little bitch ass cup of barbecue and you can't even drench your meat. Like I like a really nice drenched hot, like piping hot piece of barbecue. And Ham Bones and Bellflower has the best brisket in the whole country, point blank in the period. Okay. Now,
Look, this is my
I
thing
don't
about
know.
Nathan. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
yes.
So I think looking at the shit Lawrence pulled at the end, Nathan had to have that energy the whole time. I mean, I know if I'm gonna be in the building with my nigga ex bitch and me and she been bouncing back, he been bouncing between the both of us. I'm gonna feel some type of way and I'm gonna be ready in case anything pop off, go down. I'm gonna throw out the comment that we looking for a hot place together. I'm gonna be there, but Nathan was in uncharted territory. Those were all of Lawrence's people, and he
Yeah.
played it very, very cool. And I can't really remember the scene to the point where who was getting like catty first, but you know
Lawrence got catty first because
Exactly. So I think men. I don't have a problem with men being territorial at all.
mm-hmm.
So I don't really. I mean, yeah, you could tell Nathan felt some type of way, but it was warranted. I mean, his once he started interacting with Lawrence. Lawrence started coming for him, and then at the end, he pulled his bitch to the side, knowing that that she's moved on, finna move in with this man to tell her he loved her and shit. No, Nathan knew what was up. That's what I think. I think Nathan knew it was finna be some bullshit, and I thought he did a really good job on handling himself, even through the barbecue comment. But it was well deserved in the end when he was ready to whoop off up in Lauren's ass. I think that's what I think. You stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I don't have a problem with his attitude.
Yeah, but I guess I just go back to this part. Nathan comes off as pouty. I just didn't think that he was fun. And I feel like sometimes the way that you win is to like be your own fun self, the thing that attracts you to your mate, not being all shook and insecure. I don't know. I just feel like for me, I get the whole if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready part, but I just feel like it was just a little premature because I actually feel like for a change, Issa was handling things the right way. Like she wasn't trying to steal a look here and there. I don't think there was any ambiguity about where her attentions were. And so I feel like he kind of made it more of a thing. And she was clearly like, I feel like she was handling things the absolute right way the entire time. That was my opinion. But before we get back to the barbecue thing, because I do think it was funny, I forgot about this part. When he went outside to meet his friend, and his friend was like, I don't know what that means, but I like it. That shit was like, yes, like that's me right there.
You ready to roll up in this bitch and set it off? Yes, that's me. If my homegirl texted me like, yeah, his ex here and she tripping, bitch, what's the address?
Right.
Let's really get it rocking.
Yes. I mean, I agree. That part was funny. Okay. CA says Nathan doesn't fit in with her crew's social class. You can see in how he dressed versus everyone else. Maybe one of y'all can style him for the finale. I don't think that he stood out like that, but okay. That's your opinion. Let's see. The exchange I had with all the guys talking and Lawrence is trying him from then. Nathan has excellent restraint in that. Yeah, I think they had a dick measuring contest, and
I mean, in year one though, like I feel like with that, Nathan had already said we're moving in together, and he didn't tell Lawrence directly. Of course, he was talking to Lawrence's brother. I mean, Issa's brother. But I definitely think that Lawrence antagonized this shit.
He did.
The only part that I would say that Nathan messed up was he messed up when she was trying to talk to him and he had an attitude standing there getting the chocolate. Like,
that was
having an attitude. You should have been talking to your girl and letting her know your insecurities are seeping in. This is what I'm seeing. What's up?
But I mean, he didn't want to ruin her time. I mean, I would have
her time by being a little being a
she's already awkward, you guys. I mean, come on, like we really are too concerned about Issa. She has no fucking feelings, okay? Maybe they would have had a conversation if his homeboy wasn't outside waiting for him, but I wouldn't have blew up the spot at that point. I would have been like, yeah, your ex over there tripping. I'm finna beat that bitch ass. I would have been like, you know what? I'm cool. Just go have fun, or whatever. I mean, but I don't think Nathan did anything wrong. But y'all, look,
I don't think that he did anything wrong per se. I just don't think he did himself any favors. That's the whole thing. Like for me, it didn't make me root for Nathan. That was my whole thing. I was just like, Nathan, but the way that I am, you're never going to see me sweat ever. I'm not going to be anywhere shook off no bitch, period. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just can't relate to being shook. I can't relate to letting somebody see you like, oh, I'm jittery because somebody else is around, her ex is around. Like, I can't relate to that. So I can't relate.
He shouldn't have let Issa see him shook.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think he was too shook around Issa. He was too on edge. He was just jittery for me. Like I understand he went outside, he talked to his homeboy, cool. But I just feel like he was just a little bit on edge. Like how he walked in the party versus how he was as soon as Lawrence came in. his energy just shifted. Thank you, Yaya. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I just think his energy shifted.
He know his bitch is inconsistent, and he was still ready to fight for her ass. At the end of the day, y'all,
That is
Issa's the
true.
problem, not fucking Nathan. He know his bitch is on the fence.
Well, you're absolutely right. Part of the reason why
He
he
still
doesn't feel
want her.
secure.
He was still ready to rock and rumble with Lawrence. He want that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
He would
you're
have
right.
mopped the
You're
floor
right.
with Lawrence. He would have dog walked Lawrence.
Okay, so we have differing opinions here. CA says you can tell Nathan was gonna get washed. He ain't want that smoke. He only got faked up with someone else. Well, wait a second, CA.
Nathan?
Are you pro black on black violence? Are you
Oh
pro black men being portrayed as violent and emotional creatures who cannot maintain their composure? That's a stereotype that black men are violent.
I think he's a colorist because he's light skinned with pretty eyes.
Yeah, you don't want Nathan to win. he think light skinned niggas.
That nigga too pretty. He too pretty.
Well, okay. Issa has 2 men willing to fight for her. Well, that is interesting. Leah says Issa's the problem. Folks don't want to see that. No,
Lawrence was ready to fight for her after his friend put the key in his back and all of his homies was behind him.
Yes, this is true. Okay, now let's see. Okay, Karina says Condola didn't leave the party early. Do you think Lawrence would have still had that convo with Issa?
Ooh, that's a good question, Karina.
I don't think so. I
don't think he would either.
But I do think, though, to Issa's point, oh my God.
It is so hard to stay focused tonight.
These comments, some of these comments are just like crazy.
Did I tell y'all Bun Girl is in the house tonight, okay?
Bun Girl bringing the freaks out.
Oh my God. MD Tur, please, whoever 9 inches is, please.
For your little booty. Yeah, he's talking to you for show, Ash. He's talking to you for show, Bun Girl. He said
9 abs. No, I mean, MD Tur, please put the 9 inches in time. Apparently 9 inches is
Daddy
pain.
Love chocolate. That nigga, he
cash out, baby girl. Daddy love chocolate.
Okay. 9 inches does need to go to bed. Oh my gosh.
Go harass some white women.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a live recap. All right. Here's the thing. I am actually, Issa is the problem. I will be the first to say it. But I felt, okay, so I'm of 2 minds about it. Number 1, I felt like she handled the situation incredibly well. However, I still feel like it's delaying the inevitable. I'm glad that this is what I thought was good about her reaction. Clearly, it is not the right time to have that conversation with Nathan right around the corner at any moment. And so it's disrespectful. Even if they need to have a conversation, they don't need to have that conversation at that moment. And I think that, Lawrence could have very easily had that conversation another time. And so I don't like that he picked that moment and he tried to make you like, I'm spilling my guts. I have to say it or else I'll never get to say it. Like, no, you can say it tomorrow. You can say it the next day. But I am of the mind that they need to have the conversation. Like, so I'm assuming that's where we're going with it. Ashley. Okay. CA says, I'm inspired to change my name now next week. Your name doesn't matter. Your opinions are still your opinions, right? And it's fine. We welcome all opinions here except for 9 inches.
Including colorists, because we know you colorists.
Now you know what's wrong with you.
Well, technically, so this is interesting. Apparently, if you look up the definition of colorist or colorism, it's specifically for dark-skinned against dark-skinned people. So you cannot be colorist by the definition against light-skinned people. I don't know if you call it
Girl, get that shit out of here. What's the other
No, seriously, it's a thing. Like it's
let my joke live. Don't nobody know that.
I know we don't care about what.
No, because I thought it was interesting because I just assumed that colorist was like you're against a specific shade or whatever. Oh, CA is funny. Okay. It did go over my head. I don't think about
over my head, but
I don't think about people's dick sizes that I'm not married to. Okay, so there we go. Anyways, well, whatever. Moral of the story is okay. Leah says Issa handled the situation better than she handled most difficult ones she's been in. Hello. This is probably the most appropriate handling of a situation in the history of Insecure that Issa has ever done that I can think of. So kudos to Issa for that one. Last thing,
like the fact Nathan was mad at Issa. That's what I didn't
like. He wasn't mad at her.
I mean, he yelled at the end, right? Like he
said, "Give me
some
space." He said, "Give me a minute."
I mean, Issa didn't do anything to you though.
She clearly was saying no. She was trying to downplay the conversation. She didn't want to have a conversation with Lawrence. So what was Nathan expecting for her to be like, no, fuck that, I'm in love with Lawrence. Like, Nathan, get the hell. I mean, I don't know what he was expecting in that situation, but I do think he was a little aggressive with Issa, and I didn't like that. You don't think so, Season?
No, I do not.
Man, let Andrew snatch away from you like that. You gonna throw some at
First of all, me and Andrew jumping that nigga, okay? Let's be clear on this. My fucking ex roll up on me and I'm with my nigga and he talking about he in love with me and he try to fight my husband. Bitch, we fighting.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what y'all on.
I definitely felt like emotions were high, understandably so. I'm not saying that Nathan was wrong. I'm just saying I think Nathan was just too shook for my taste. I'm just thinking he's a little
Nathan walked up on this nigga who done already pressed him earlier, telling his bitch, I'm in love with you. Are you happy? And Issa clearly does not want to engage in a conversation. What is wrong? Y'all are tripping tonight.
No. I think his reaction... I think his reaction to Lawrence was fine. I just think he was a little bit aggressive.
They were trying to fight. Like they were trying to fight. Yeah. It was nothing. It was Molly, Issa, and Taurean to break them up.
Taurean
grabbed that nigga up. That's how you know Lawrence really wasn't about that life because he couldn't push past
crazy because he had just nutted. So you know they usually weak after they nut.
I'm telling you, Nathan was ready to fight for his girl.
Taurean has range. Taurean can fuck in the closet. He can take an edible. He can get Postmates delivering barbecue. He can break up security. Taurean is the MVP of the motherfucking episode, okay? Because he has range. He has all the range.
He is. So that's what I'm saying. Lawrence wasn't really about that life because he, and that's my thing. Nathan realized he got to the party and he was like, look, I know what time it is. I'm finna go hard for this bitch because I know this nigga finna act stupid. And that's exactly what he did. And he was ready to whoop off in that nigga ass. Even if he went home and broke up with Issa later, he was ready to get with Lawrence. And I appreciate it.
Wait, so you think, okay. But so I don't know. But here's where I'm like torn because
disrespectful. That is disrespectful. If I'm at a party with my man and the bitch pull him to the side talking about she in love with him, that's disrespectful.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it is disrespectful. But I don't know. Just for me, again, I'm just talking about me. I don't want to have to lift a fingernail or do any heavy lifting. Like check your bitch. Like if I'm somewhere, somebody come up to my man, you get her. Like I don't have to say nothing. Like I don't have to flex because I am the flex already. So I don't know. But I know men have different attitudes about that kind of stuff.
Right. And he was like, what's going on here? And Issa was clearly trying to walk away from the conversation, but Lawrence was like, no. Lawrence.
That is true. I forgot. You're right. Lawrence. No. Okay, you're right. You're reminding me of the fact that Issa was trying to walk away and Lawrence was trying to
She was
still like kind of
uncomfortable.
basically.
She was very uncomfortable. For once, I
Yes.
saw that emotion.
Okay, you're right.
Season.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, we all kind of know that where this is heading, right? I mean, I don't think anybody has any illusions about like where this is going. But before we get to that, we have to revisit just one more thing, two things briefly. I was so grossed out by them hot Molly and Tori, and I was like, ugh! Like they're eating over the food, they're grabbing stuff off the tray. I was like, this is so fucking unsanitary. I know that it's a fictional show, but I was just like, ugh. This is why black folks don't trust shit that's out in the open because they're like, I'm eating before I get there because I don't know who's doing what around the food.
I am a pre-eater as well.
Yeah, I pre-eat. I don't like to go somewhere hungry as fuck because I'm like, I don't know what y'all doing. That shit was nasty. But fucking in the closet, I was like, okay, Molly's having all the fun this season. Like she done been getting her swerve on all season. So go ahead, Molly, do your thing. And the good thing about it though, the conversation was that, Taurean is really into her for who she is. And I just think that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We have been talking way too long. Oh it's getting late. The whole thing though, is next week is the final episode. I cannot imagine a scenario where Issa and Lawrence don't end up together. I think that even if Issa wanted to kind of like lie to herself and say like, I'm over Lawrence, I'm going to make it work with Nathan. I think that Nathan is not going to feel secure. And I think Nathan is probably going to be like, go be with that motherfucker then. That's my prediction. And honestly, I don't know if it's good for Issa to be with Nathan because I don't think that Nathan is going to be secure. And I don't think that Issa is over Lawrence. Ashley, and in the comments, your predictions.
I hope Issa's single by the end of this show.
No, I don't want Issa to be single. Leah said, I think Leah said earlier, throw them both away. But go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, I think Lawrence is not it because he got that call from her a month ago. That's what he said. Why'd you call me a month ago?
Okay, a month has passed.
A month has passed. So yeah, you really only saying something because your homeboy said something. I agree with that. So it's like, dog, just let her be. She out here living her best life. Nathan was, I don't know. The way he reacted to her was kind of just like, dude, you really are still on some needing to find some shit out about yourself because his reaction was way too harsh for her, for me at the end. So I kind of want her to be single. Somebody new. Bring somebody new.
I would really not like for her to be single. I would like for her to end up with one or the other. But I do think that Nathan, what I didn't like is I didn't like his insecurity, which is understandable, but I didn't really like how he was super shook. And I just don't think that that's good. Season.
I don't care who she ends up with.
Season does not care.
I'm not invested in Issa's character. I would be more interested in seeing like more of Molly and Taurean. A little. I don't care what happens.
Flash forward episode.
Yeah, I would rather see a flash forward with the other characters. Issa, I mean, she is what she is. If she ends up with Lawrence, fine. If she ends up with Nathan, fine. If she ends up single, I can't hop on any train with,
I would really not appreciate her ending up single because that would have been a complete fucking waste of our time to even go through this back and forth with either one of them. And I'm just like, no. So yes, and Karina is right there with me that she does not want Issa to end up single. Leah says, based on the previews, I actually think Issa may do the smart thing and choose herself. I think that they'll have it open for us to assume she'll eventually choose Lawrence, but for her immediate future, she's going to focus on herself. I didn't take it that way. I took the previews to mean that she's going to realize that like she is stronger and has more going for herself than she gives herself credit for, and she doesn't need to be insecure. So like, wouldn't that be great if insecure turns into secure. Oh my God, what a concept. Gwen in the 25th hour says, oh wait, who was that? CA, sorry. Gwen says Issa, Lawrence personalities just go together. CA says Issa maybe it's Issa's destiny to be the typical single career boss chick. Okay, Kevin Samuels. Let's give me Kevin Samuels tease right there.
I mean, I thought you were him. She's not there. She fucked around with Nathan, but he abandoned her and he got mental issues, so he is a problem. Then she was with Lawrence, cheated on him. Yeah, she's just she a weirdo, man. I don't care what happened to her.
This season just really shows they ready for it to end just like us.
Yeah, they probably gonna give us a movie in like 2 years and she'll be with Lawrence or something. I don't know.
Or they might do they've used a lot of flash forwards or a lot of like kind of like fantasy scenes. They did the same thing in season 1, so maybe they'll wrap it all up with that. But anyways, a lot of people are saying they're ready for the season to be over. Hopefully they'll do a flash forward. This season was a drag. Yvonne Orgy mentioned how good this season was, but I disagree. Not the best.
It was good for her character. She had a damn good storyline this season.
She did, but I still feel like we could have seen a little bit more of her character. I feel like we saw like good scenes, but I don't think with a lot of depth, like even the whole mom scene, I feel like it still was Issa walking the dog, losing the dog. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, shout out to Glasses Girl. We agree. Okay. You have converted CA. I don't know if CA is really pro Glasses Girl or if he's just trying to underscore the fact that he's anti-bun girl. But anyway, but in real life, it takes a few falls for you to realize you got to work on yourself for a bit. Yeah, I think that Issa's almost there. She's almost there. I think the season was good. It was the end of the story arc, so I don't expect it to be sensational. Yeah. I think that my prediction, I think we're going to get Issa and Lawrence together. I think we're going to see Molly right off into the sunset with Taurean, or at least we're going to assume that. We're getting nothing from Kelly.
She'll ride him while it's sunset.
Tiffany and her husband, which by the way, Derek, did he say 3 words? I mean, it was his going away thing and he barely got 3 words in. See, it's called discernment, CA. My discernment is A+.
Right.
Oh, okay. So Trey says, have y'all decided when to do the recap on Harlem? So we were originally thinking tomorrow, but then I was like, does anybody actually
Tuesday?
Oh, was it going to be Tuesday?
Oh no, the 20th. Oh, that is 20th.
That's yeah. But I don't know if anybody cares. Like, I feel like nobody's even talking about it. Is anybody even going to tune in? Like, maybe we'll revisit it at the beginning of next year. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I say we just fucking do it.
You want to do it, even if it's only the 3 of us?
Y'all bitches made me watch this damn
I know.
show.
Season is like, y'all made me watch it. Okay, Karina. Okay. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it tomorrow. It might be 5 of us. So y'all tune in. We're going to do Harlem. Okay. CA, don't tune in because obviously you have a problem.
No, I mean, CA, come on.
Anyway,
tune in. I hated all them bitches.
So tomorrow it's gonna be Monday. I'm gonna make an announcement on my Twitter. 9:30 p.m. It's an awkward time, but 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to recap the whole season of Harlem. We're gonna have a chit chat about it. Okay. So that's it, y'all. One more episode left. Hopefully, it'll give us what it's supposed to have gave. And yeah. That's it. Yeah, Leah, we're gonna do the whole season because the whole season is already aired, and it's gonna be hard to talk about Harlem without spoiling. Like, try to just do a couple episodes, so it won't be a 3-hour discussion. It'll probably be like an hour and some change, and we'll try to get through it. Okay, so Monday, 9:30 p.m. Harlem recap. Okay, all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Hopefully, we're all somewhat satisfied with the ending, but if not, we'll be disgruntled together. So, bye, y'all.
Bye.